What's going on, guys? John Elder here from Kivy.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do tabs with Kivy and Python. All right, guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at tabs for Kivy. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Kivy.com, where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. That's all my courses, videos, and books for one-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at tabs. And this is sort of a common GUI thing with, just about any kind of GUI you have. You have these tab things, and Kinter, we call them notebooks, whatever you want to call them. They are basically little tabs that you can toggle through and get different screens. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So I've got two files, tabs.py and tabs.kv. This is our basic Kivy starter code that we always have. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find the code for this in the pinned comment section below. So, all right, you see we've got our builder set here to tabs.kv, which is our Kivy file. And right off the bat, I'm going to get rid of this box layout stuff. We always have this, but in this particular case, we're not going to use that. We're going to use tabs instead of a box layout. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So first things first, we need to make a couple of changes to our tabs.py file. And usually when we're doing things with Kivy, we don't make a whole lot of changes to our Python file. But in this case, we need to make a couple of them. So first we need to import something. We need to import the tabbed panel widget for Kivy. So let's go from Kivy.uix.tabbed panel, and that's two B's, tabbed, right? We want to import tabbed panel. And like always, pay attention to this capitalization of the T and the P, but no capitalization inside of here. So, okay, that's good. So now down here in our MyLayout class here, instead of inheriting widget, we're going to inherit this tabbed panel thing. So we just put that right in there. And that's pretty much all we need to do here. Everything else will stay the same, but we're not using widget there. We're using the tab panel. So just sort of make note of that. So now let's head over to our Kivy file here. And we need to start out by setting do_default to false. And I'll show you what this is later. But for now, this is just, we're going to create some tabs. We're going to create 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. If you have a default, there'll be a default 1, 2, and 3. And we don't want a default tab. We just want to start out with what we want to start out with, 1, 2, or 3. So we'll look at that in a second, but that's basically the gist of that. Now, we can set the size and position of this thing. We'll play around with that later. But for now, I don't want to mess with that. I just want to make this the size of the entire screen. So we just start using this thing by calling tabbed panel item. And really, that's kind of it. So we set the text to this. What do we want the text to show up on the actual little tab itself? And we're just going to keep this simple. We're going to go tab 1, right? Now inside of this, what do we want? Well, for this first one, let's just put a label. Keep this super simple, right? And let's have the text in here say, hello world, woo, exclamation point, right? And that's it, right? That's all we have to do. So now if we want another one, we just call another tabbed panel item. Right? And we can do anything in here. So we just put a label in here. We can have a whole layout if we want. We could put a box layout like we have, in other things. Box layout. And inside of here, I don't know, let's put a label and we'll have the text say, press the button, maybe a little arrow pointing that way, right? And then let's also put a button, just to show that we can, put different things in here. And we'll have the text here say, click me, woo, maybe lowercase e, right? Just that simple. So if we want now a third one, we can go tabbed panel item. And here, let's put, oh, you know what we forgot here? We forgot the text for this one. So right above this boxed item, we need to put tab 2, right? And then same thing here, let's put tab 3. And so in this one, let's just put an image. We want to set the source equal to, and we've played with images in other videos. I have a directory in this directory called images. And inside of that, I have a file called aspen1.jpg. We've played with this in other videos. Check the playlist in the comment section below if you want to play around or if you want to see those. But this is just how you call a basic image. So we'll call images Aspen. It's just a picture of me and my dog Aspen. So All right, I think that looks good. Tab 2, tab 3, tab 1, do default false. Okay, so strictly speaking, I think this will do it. So let's save this, make sure we save this, head over to our terminal and let's run Python tabs.py. And when we do, we see this, I must have messed up the default tab thing. So we have tab 1, it says hello world. Tab 2, press the button, we got our button. And tab 3, we've got this picture of Aspen. And for some reason, we're getting a default tab here. So let's look at that. So up here, we had do default. Oh, this should be do default tab. Set that to false. So run this guy again. Zoop. Now you see we just have our regular tabs. And you've already seen what happens if we set that equal to true, but I'll do it again anyway. If we do set this equal to true or just leave it off, then if we run this again, we get this default tab thing here. I don't really understand why you would ever want that. You just start with your own tab and put whatever you want in it, right? But if for whatever reason you want a default tab there, that's how you would do that. So let's set this equal to false. So I mentioned we can play around with the size of this if we want. In the normal way, we play around with sizes always. We can, for instance, set a size underscore hint of like, let's go 0.5 by 0.5. Let's make it shrink it down. And if we save this and run it, it'll shrink down into the corner, which is probably not what we want. But you can see now it's smaller because we set the size at half, right? If we wanted to move this over into the middle, for instance, we would do that in the same way we always move things around. We could, for instance, go position underscore hint. And this is always a Python dictionary looking thing. So let's go center underscore X. Let's set that equal to 0.5. And then let's also go center underscore Y and set that equal to 0.5. That should put us right in the middle of the screen. So let's go ahead and save this and run it. And now we get, small and in the middle. That's kind of cool. Now we can also play around with the position of these tabs. You can see right now, by default, they're in the top left-hand corner, right? Up here, we can move them around. We can put them in the middle. We can put them over here. We can put them on the sides. We can put them on the bottom, all the different things. And to do that, it's fairly simple. We just put this right here. We just set the tab underscore position. And there's a bunch of these that you can pick from. I'll paste in a list of them here in a second. But for now, let's set this equal to top underscore mid. So we want to put it at top right in the middle instead of on the left like it was before, right? So let's go ahead and run this. And you see now they're right in the middle. If we wanted to change this to top right, we could do that as well. Go ahead and run this. And now we have our tabs over here on the right. Just that simple. The same thing works for the bottom, right? So we just change this from top right to bottom right, right? right. So, you see we have them down here. We can also go bottom mid, bottom left, right? In fact, let's do that because this is fun stuff. So bottom mid, save this and run it. It's exciting, right? Woohoo, now it's in the middle. You get the idea. You could also do bottom left, but then you can also put them on the sides. And to do that, you just pick which side you want, right or left. So let's go right. And then same thing, we could go top, middle, or bottom, as you can see here. So let's go top, right top. Save this and run it. And you can see now they're over here. You can't tell they're on the right because our thing isn't very big. If we made this the whole size, for instance, well, let's comment out our size thing here, or better yet, just set it to 1. 1 and 1. If we ran this guy again, now you can see that it's at the right and on top, right? Because the whole thing has expanded, right? And equally, you could change these to, right mid. Save this and run it. Now they're right mid, right? And also bottom. You could also do left, and I'm going to go ahead and change this back to 0.5 by 0.5. And now let's go right, or now let's go left. Left top, I guess, whatever. And boom, now we have them over here. And that looks kind of cool, right? So those are tabs, really, really easy. Let me just really quickly here paste in a list of these, though I think I've covered them all here. Let's go, boom. So left mid, left bottom, top left, top mid, top right, right top, right mid. I just copy these from the documentation, so they're not in a very good order, but you get the idea, and it's just that easy. So those are tabs, very, very useful, very common in all kinds of different GUI design. Most of the major software I've designed for commercial use uses tabs in one way or another, if I think back on it really. So it's just really common and really easy to do. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. So you pay just $49 to access all my courses, over 47 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 100,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.